This podcast contains strong language and adult themes from the outset.
Finding the funny. Finding the funny. With Ruth and Ange, finding the funny.
And you've got a question for you.
Yeah, go on. I mean, you've come straight in. You haven't even said, "All right, Patty. All right, Ange." You just literally gone, "I've got a question."
No, I haven't done any. All right, Pats. I've got a question because it's an important question.
Right.
How would somebody woo you?
Why do you ask me this shit on like a Monday when we're bloody recording this thing and I haven't had any thought time?
How would they
this?
woo you? How would they woo you? If somebody was listening and was like, "Oh God, I'd really love to know how to woo Ange," how would they do it?
Do you know what? I don't actually really like being wooed.
Mine's simple.
What is it? Food.
Fuck you! Fuck you! You are a bitch. No, mine is really simple.
Yeah.
Iced coffee and Diet Coke.
I mean, you are cheap, mate. You are cheap.
I am well cheap.
Yeah.
Buy me an iced coconut milk latte from Starbucks. Other coffee houses are available. and now look, when it comes to Diet Coke, there are quite a few requirements for me.
Right. Why? What are the requirements then? It's got to be a can. I know that.
I did. Yes, ideally a can.
Yeah.
Because I don't mind a bottle.
I don't like bottled drinks.
Bottle. Let's say that again. Bottle.
I don't like a bottled drink. Do you think it tastes
don't really
different?
like. Yeah, I don't. If I go into a store or a drugstore or hypermarket or something like that, if I go into Walmart, and there's only a bottle available,
you'll get it.
Well, yeah, because I'll do anything for Diet Coke.
Do you think you've got a bit of a problem?
I thought you were going to say, do you think you actually would do anything for Diet Coke? Is there anything that Patty wouldn't
do for a Diet
maybe
Coke?
I could re-release Meatloaf's song.
Yeah.
I would do for Diet Coke, but I won't do that.
I think you have got a bit of a problem though, haven't you?
No, I haven't got a problem. I just like it. It's just a drink I enjoy. I haven't had any.
How many? What would you drink? So let's say over the course of a week, how many cans / bottles would you drink? Bottles.
That has become already exceptionally stupid.
That would be our new word.
Bottle. You can do it with loads of things. They can't. You like little. Can you pass me that little bottle?
Is it anything with all on it, like candle? Candle. Sandal.
Have you got those little sandals? In a week, I'd probably drink a can a day.
Okay, oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes 2. It depends. It's
sometimes 10.
Sometimes an 8-pack. Anyway,
average 1.
Mine would be iced coffee and Diet Coke, but the Diet Coke has to be a can, and it has to be super chilled.
Big time chillage.
Don't be giving me a warm Diet
Coke. Lukewarm,
no.
Or out of a cupboard.
Do you know what though?
When cans in a cupboard,
no one. Well, pricks. Pricks. That's doing that way. Yeah. Do you know what I love though? When I get a can of Diet Coke and it's really cold, I actually get excited. Honestly, at the.
I actually think you have got a problem. If you're getting excited,
like you get the can and you're holding it and you're like, "Oh God, I'm going in. I know what this means." And then you do the, and I sort of feel the excitement rise.
You've got a problem. You need to get yourself to some sort of anonymous group. Straight away.
DCA.
Diet Coke Anonymous. If there isn't one, you need to start one because I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people that are like you about this.
And then I get ready, like I sort of start to salivate a little bit.
Shit, there is definitely an issue
first hit at the back of the throat. It's like,
See, I used to kind of like a lot of sort of fizzy, carbonated drinks.
You were a fizz-waz, yeah, fizz-waz.
But actually now, I'm not. I have to be in the only time I really crave a Diet Coke, yes,
hungover.
That's when I'm like, I just really want something really, really cold, really, really fizzy. Yeah. But otherwise, I'm not that fussed now. No. I think I've got over that addiction.
Anyway, look, that aside, you didn't tell us how someone would woo you because you don't really know, do you?
Well, do you know what? I've given it a little bit of thought as you've been talking about your Diet Coke addiction. Yeah. Do you know what I actually think I would really love someone to do for me?
What? Would
be to just plan a whole day just for me, where we'd go, like, I don't know, I don't even know, just someone saying, I'm going to sort all this out for you today, and we're going to go out and we're going to do all these things, and we're going to have some nice food, we're going to have some nice vin rouge. That's, I think, would be the thing that would get my knickers on.
That is why you are more bougie than me.
Bougie? That's a word that actually annoys me a bit. When you talk about it the weekend, rustic bougie.
Bougie. That's because but you're way more bougie than me. I'm like, look, you want to get me into bed, you want to woo me, just bring me around a nice coffee and a Diet Coke and I'm yours. You're like, I want somebody to plan a whole fucking day for me, guys.
Yeah, but do you know what I think it is because actually no one ever does that for me.
Oh, Patty. Yeah, exactly. You can't see me, but I'm playing a tiny violin just for you. Well, so it's the world's most miniature violin. Yeah. Oh, Patty.
Yeah, exactly. No one does that shit for me, so there we go. Well, if someone wants to woo me,
do that.
That's what you got to do.
That's what you got to do.
Doesn't have to be anything flash or, expensive. Just do something, plan something for me for the day. Or just an afternoon/evening.
Sure.
In fact, probably just an afternoon/evening, because if it's a whole day, I'd probably get a little bit pissed off. So
yeah, that is true. You'd be like, there'd be too much hanging around. There'd be too much hanging around.
Exactly.
Anyway, we've got a big announcement, haven't we?
Well, I mean, you've already bloody announced it on the old grammage.
I know, but not to our listeners here.
Not to the 10 listeners.
10? God, you've pitched high.
Yeah, well, we are. I mean, I am a bit scared.
And what are we doing? What are we doing this week? Tomorrow, in fact. But when this goes out, what will we be doing tomorrow?
So tomorrow, Patty and I are going to be on Loose Women.
Because we are loose women. We are incredibly... I mean, I am.
We're wooed.
I am. I only need a Diet Coke and an iced coffee, and I'm anyone.
Very loose.
I'm well loose.
That's bordering on sort of prostitution levels.
I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I am well loose. Yeah, so we are going to be hanging out virtually.
Yeah. Who do you think is going to be on? Who do you think is going to be on that panel?
I really want Judy, but she's obviously doing Strictly.
She's
doing Strictly, isn't she?
Judy Love. I always sing that when she comes on.
Do you? I really like her. Did you
see her on Saturday?
Yeah, she was so good, wasn't she?
She was amazing.
I know, I love her
so much. And I love Graziano.
Oh, yeah.
He's just brilliant, isn't he?
He is brilliant, yeah.
I
would really like Ruth to be on.
Yes, I like Ruth.
I like her to be at the helm. I'd like her to be at the helm.
Yes.
And
who else does it, really?
I'd also quite like Frankie Bridge to be on.
Does she do it?
Yeah, she's on it now.
What, regular?
She's one of the regs, one of the loose women regs. Yeah. Obviously, I'd have loved Solomon, but she's about to give birth, isn't she?
So it's not going to be
Solomon,
her. No.
Anyway, so on Thursday, Ange and I are going to be on Loose Women, and I am so excited.
You're excited. I'm a little bit,
When the news dropped, I was like, oh my God, I feel like I could cry. I'm so excited. And Ange literally put a spoonful of food in her mouth and went, I am shitting it.
I actually think we need to be more balanced. I think I need to get a bit more excited and you need to get less excited.
No, I like it. No.
Sometimes I'm like, Pats, just calm down.
No, well, sometimes I'm like, Ange, fucking join me.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe we've both got to kind of, I've got to up it, you've got to down it.
No, I'm not downing anything.
Fine.
Unless it's a can of Diet Coke. Well, listen, shall we go into our new segment?
Let's do it. Urban Dictionary.
I mean, Joe's right. It's still too long, isn't it? It is still too long.
Yeah, but Joe cut it down in last week's.
Okay, so here is my Urban Dictionary saying that I found this week.
Okay, go on, hit me.
A soft launch.
A soft launch. So is it maybe something to do with like business?
Right. You're way off. You're way off.
Okay. Is it sort of to do with relations?
It's to do with relations.
Relations. Okay. Is it sort of the build up to relations?
So it's not sexual, shall I tell you?
Yes, come on, hit me fast. Soft launch.
A soft launch. When I read this, I couldn't stop laughing. A photo preview of a talking stage before it becomes an official relationship on social media, i.e. photos of their dinner plate and their hands, half their face and their shoes, so to allude there's someone special in your life. And then here's the like i.e. bit, here's the explanation. Kayla, oh, are you guys official now? Hannah, no, we're doing a soft launch of our relationship in case it doesn't work out. Kayla, good idea.
So good.
Taking pictures of their dinner plate and their hands or half of their face to allude that there's someone special in your life.
That is so many people do that shit now,
don't they?
Yeah.
Then I started thinking, especially in Facebook realms.
Yeah, but even I think like Maya Jama.
Oh yeah, she did a lot of soft launching.
She's been doing a lot of soft launching.
People do it a lot, don't they? It's like because I don't know whether you remember when Chris Hughes and Jessie Nelson got together. They're no longer together. I was heartbroken when they split up because I love both of them.
Okay.
I think I probably would with either of them, to be honest.
Wow. Okay.
And they did a lot of that. So they went out and they did a lot of like just take, on her Instagram she'd have pictures of his hands, and then on his Instagram he'd just have like, because obviously she's got very sort of well-known hair when it's all curly and big.
Yes.
So he would just take a picture of like her ear and some of her hair, and you'd be like, is that Jessie Nelson? Is he dating Jessie Nelson? But a lot of like, I just love the fact that it's like, are you two official now? No, we're doing a soft launch for our relationship in case it doesn't work out. Hannah, good idea.
And it is like, so true.
Yeah, but also, where did this shit start? That's what I think. Like, who started this? And then who said, oh no, look, what we're doing, guys, just to let you know, Matt and I, we've decided to go down the soft launch route. Just in case you keep seeing pictures of his hands on my Instagram.
I think it's probably very much driven by the social medias.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
So you kind of, you want to sort of put, well, that, like you said, there is someone kind of special in my life, but I don't want to announce it too soon because in case it does go a bit Pete Tong.
But that is dickish, isn't it?
Oh, 100%.
Either announce it or don't.
Either do it or don't. Yeah. Stop dicking around with like, his hand or his
penis. I wonder whether people can figure out who he is from his bell end. Let's put that on social media. Someone goes, oh God, yeah, Jessie Nelson. She's definitely dating Chris Hughes.
Yeah, that's definitely Chris's dick, that one. But that is such a great soft launch.
And then obviously you get the like takeoff, you get the final bit, don't you, where there's the picture and you make it official on your Facebook. And, Facebook official, all that shit is bollocks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you're not really in a relationship.
Yeah.
You're not really in a relationship until it's Facebook official.
Yeah.
Like
bollocks. Total bollocks.
Total bollocks.
Yeah.
Would you do if you and Ian weren't together, would you do a soft launch?
No. I wouldn't be dicking around. No, I would not be dicking around with any of that shit. I don't think I wouldn't even do the whole full launch. I wouldn't even
forget the soft launch. I'm not even fucking launching anything.
No, I'm not soft launching or hard launching anything. I'm not launching anything. Like, just don't be a dick about that.
But what? So if there was somebody new in your life, then how would you intro it? You just wouldn't put it on social media.
No,
you don't really put anything about your life on social media, though, do you?
No, I kind of like that. I like the fact that it's just there are things in my life that I don't need to put on that sort of platform, and I don't.
Yeah.
So
that's a lot like me.
That is a lot like you, actually. I mean, you In fact, I don't really think I know very much about your life at all.
No, I think lots of people listening probably wouldn't know much about me as a person. I keep it very under wraps.
Very private.
The thing is, guys, I just don't go on Instagram that much. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I just
took a gulp of water then.
completely the wrong point.
Yeah, I couldn't give it the full laughter that it actually needed.
Yeah, I just don't. I just liked. I mean, I can take or leave Instagram. It's just not really my. It's not really my vibe, guys. It's not really.
I think I sometimes go through spells. Like sometimes I put a lot on there, and sometimes I'm like, I just can't be arsed now.
Yeah,
I'm very.
Well, that in terms of engagement, that is the best way to be. Because if you put too much on, people get pissed off.
Get bored. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very fine line.
I always think, I mean, sometimes I watch people's stories. I'm like, why the fuck have you put that on there?
Mainly mine.
Mainly you. I didn't need to know about that. And when I put something on, I think, right, would I be interested in this if someone else was doing it? Yeah, I probably would. Okay, that's fine. I can put it on there.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'm like, this is just, I mean, even for myself, there are sometimes I put things on, I'm like, this is shit, Ange. What are you putting that on there for?
Do you know what, though? You become more, like, story focused when you've had a few vinos.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
You take to the gram way more when you've been on a night out.
And that's
time.
Normally when I regret it. That's normally when I go, shit, I shouldn't have done that.
Have you ever climaxed over it? If you don't know what we're talking about, go back and listen to last week's episode. We talked very briefly about what a climax is. Well,
another urban dictionary.
Let's put it to our listeners. How do you feel about Ange's content?
Yeah.
How do you get in touch? Let us know if you think obviously you think mine's amazing, obviously.
Well, no, I think if we're doing this, we're doing it for both parties.
Okay, both ways. Let's swing both ways.
Yeah.
If you like our content, if you like it or you don't like, I mean, if you don't like it, just unfollow us. And you're going to bring, I bought Urban Dictionary, you're going to bring shitting tits. What's going on?
Okay. The thing that is getting on my shitting tits is overpriced gym gear.
Oh my God, this is so specific.
Right? Because, right?
I love the fact that you called it gear.
Gear. Gym gear. Leggings and sports bras and the like.
Right?
So, a couple of weeks ago.
That was a very good one. Well done.
Nice. I was in the John Lewis.
Right, okay.
You know, the posh John Lewis, store, the big store. You know the one I mean, Paz? The big store.
Yeah, the big store, yeah.
You know the one I mean. So, looking around.
Do you mean the one on Oxford Street?
No.
Oh, the one in Reading?
I mean the one at High Wycombe.
Oh, the one at, right, yeah, the big one.
That is a big one.
Big dicks.
That is a big one.
Your big dicks.
So I was there, having a little, just didn't really go for anything much, just had a little mooch around, having a little, I saw they've got a little Sweaty Betty section. Never really looked at their stuff before. So I thought, I'll go and have a look. Well, I picked up a pair of leggings, right?
Right.
Do you know how much this pair of leggings was?
Sweaty Betty?
Sweaty Betty.
I'm going to say like 50 quid.
More.
What?
Yes. A pair.
More than £50 for a pair of leggings. Are you shitting?
£75 was this.
Are you shitting me?
No, I'm being deadly serious. It was 75 quid. Then I saw a sale rack. Right? I thought, right, okay, that's my place. Let's go and have a look at the sale rack. Yeah.
Patty's going to the sales.
I'm going to the sales. Went over to this rack, and there was a pair of leggings there. I thought, okay, these have got to be cheaper.
Cheaper,
right?
Yeah.
This pair of leggings was in the sale.
Yeah.
Down to £75 from £95.
What?
Yes.
Are you joking?
No, because I was with Nels, right, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Who? First of all, who is buying a pair of leggings at £95? And then the sale going, well, actually, that's a bargain. I'll take those because they're 75 quid.
75. If something's in the sale, I want it to be like a tenner.
Exactly, 20 quid. That's my sale price, 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my legging price is probably only 25.
Yes.
Like, non-sale.
All of that, you know, like they had these sports bras, you know, you're like 50, 60 quid for a basically.
Hang on. Are they making the rest up on tips, do you reckon?
I haven't got a clue, but it really is pissing me right. Sweaty Betty, right? And Lululemon. That's the other one, right? They're another one.
Yeah.
And then I thought, you know, I'm just going to have a look online. I looked at sort of luxury gym gears. There are some things I found online.
See, guys, I took to Google and I looked at luxury gym gear.
That's what I did.
You are so rock and roll.
I typed that in, luxury gym gear.
You are so rock and roll, Ange.
And they get some of the things were on a sports bra. I can't remember now the bloody brand. Hang on, I could probably find it. But this sports bra was $295.
No, for a bra.
Yes, for a bra.
I could make that for a tenner.
Off-white.
200 quid.
Yeah, they've got. Oh, and another expensive one is Palm Angels.
Palm Angels. Palm Angels. I mean, what a shit name. That is a shit name.
Your black.
Do you reckon that's from? Do you reckon Palm Angels is from Los Angeles?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's
the city of angels.
Yeah. These are Palm Angels black striped cropped leggings, £220.
This is a joke.
Who's buying this?
Who is buying this shit?
Yeah. And that's what's really pissing me off is I'm like,
you know what though? You know what? If we had somebody on that was buying this shit, because this also pisses me off. This is what people do, right?
Mm.
No, but honestly, those Lululemons, it's the quality. It is the quality. When I run, they don't roll down. I don't give a shit. I want them laced with gold at 95 quid. No, but honestly, I have tried. No, Ruth. Look, I have tried many a sports legging. I have done your Primark. Also, people who call it Primark, that pisses me off. I've done your Primark. I've done your Matalan. I've even done Tesco. I've done your supermarket.
I've done your F&Fs.
I've done your F&Fs. I've done your George.
Yeah.
But they wash so well. They don't stretch. They don't give. They stay up when I run. I don't give I don't shiver git, actually.
Exactly. That's my point, Patty.
That is not, I mean, that is ludicrous.
Exactly.
Ludicrous.
Overpriced gym gear. And it really pisses me off because people go, yeah, I've popped on my gym gear. And you go, oh, where'd you get that from? Oh, Sweaty Betty. Oh, so that's basically 300 quid's worth of gear you're wearing to go and sweat.
Gear. You are loving the gear.
I love a gear.
Well, yeah, but those people that are rocking around in Lululemon, they're not gearing, are they? They're not gym gearing.
No.
They're just sitting in their 4x4.
They're yogaing. Yoga gets on my tits as well, actually. Let's shove yoga
I don't even think they're yogaing.
They're just lounging. They're drinking cough.
Yeah, they're basically having crushed avocado with chili and lemon, and or whatever, and sea salt. Like it's got to be Himalayan sea salt because it's better for my bones or some fucking shit like that. God, don't pass me the table salt, will you? I might blow up.
Don't pass me that Saxo.
Is that Himalayan?
Is it
because
Saxo sea salt?
Yeah.
Saxo salt.
Is that Himalayan? Because I only put that on my avocados because it absorbs into my skin and my body much quicker. And also, it's the only time I have salt. It's actually the only time I eat. Is this bit? So
this is my one meal a day.
Yeah. So could you just? I know it doesn't look like much, but avocado is very high in fat. So could I have the Himalayan salt? And actually, I need to be careful I don't get it on these leggings because these were 225 quid. But pass the salt, would you please? It's all those dickheads, isn't it? Who were then getting in their 4x4 with one child, driving round the block because they can't have little Louis walk to private school on his own in case somebody's horrible to him.
Little Tarquin.
Coming home and saying, "Oh, should I go to my home gym that's just downstairs?" No, I can't. Well, they're just going to kick around in these Lululemon leggings.
Lululemon.
I mean,
but that is
yoga.
Just like yoga as well, though.
Yoga. What about hot yoga? How do you feel about hot yoga?
I've never done it. I don't think.
Have you heard of it?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I just don't. Do you know what I think? Yoga, I actually think is really only meant for people who are really tall and really slim. I've tried to do yoga. Yes, I do. I've tried to do yoga before, right? Right. And I can't do some of the moves because I'm very short-limbed. some of the moves they expect you to do, I'm like, my arms are not that long. I'm not going to be able to actually do that. So I think it's just like one of those, if you're really tall and you're really supple, you can do yoga.
That's it.
If
That's
you're
only people.
short and slightly rotund, you can't do yoga.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about yoga.
Yeah, I think I'd probably agree with you. I think it's probably the same with Sweaty Betty leggings.
Exactly.
People that can get into those leggings are those that are tall and slender. If you're short and slightly rotund, you're fucked, basically.
Basically, go to F&F.
Exactly.
We had a dickish behaviour in from Ruth on Gram. Ruth says, people that don't commit at a roundabout. 3 people sitting at a roundabout with a glazed look like a fucking thumb. Boils my piss. I love that she says that.
Yeah.
Boils my piss.
That, when you all get to a roundabout at exactly the same time,
each other.
nobody goes.
Are you going?
And then somebody starts to go, and then someone else will see you stop, so everybody then fucking stops, and you're like, oh God, we're going to be here for like another 20 minutes. And then you're all looking at each other again, and you're like, should I? And then sometimes you go, and one of the other people goes as well and beeps you, and you're like, what? You can't beat me now, mate.
I've just been sat there for 10 minutes and nobody else went.
I sorted this situation out. You can't be cross at me.
Yeah.
For getting for resolving this situation.
This thumb situation that we've got
this glazed thumb situation we've got going on. We were all annoyed that nobody was going. I went, you've gone at the same time. That's just happened. Don't beep me. Don't beep me.
I do. It's weird though, because those moments do actually entertain me. Like,
is it the glazed thumb?
I think as well, it's like, it's those moments when you're driving when you can actually see the eyes of another driver.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
actually, that is really true.
You're like, you don't know them, but you've all hit this point at exactly the same time.
That is really true.
And you can really see, you can look into their soul for just a few seconds.
That is really true.
And I find it quite entertaining.
Yeah, but it is annoying, isn't it? Like,
it is.
Roundabouts work well, and then you get those moments, and you're like, "Oh God, we're going to be sat. Who's going? I mean, everybody's got a right of way here. You're all giving way to the bloody right."
Roundabouts are so. Have you ever driven in the US or Canada?
I've never driven in that country. No. Oh no, I did. Actually, I did. Shall I tell you the story about when I did?
God, where were you?
I was in LA with James, and we decided we'd do a road trip to Vegas, right?
Yeah.
So we've got this massive, huge Range Rover, and he drives all the way to Vegas. We got to Vegas and we hated it, and pretty much turned around and came back. But James went out on the lash that night. Yeah. I went to the hotel room. He went out. Was very drunk, and the next day he said, look, Rudy, man, it's a straight road. You're going to have to drive part of it. I can't drive it all. It's just a straight. Once I get us out of Vegas and onto the straight road, will you drive, right? Okay, so I'm like, all right. And then we get to this like he's fast asleep next to me. We get to this random like toll booth, and I totally misjudged the size of this car. And James wakes up to a crunching sound of this Range Rover being absolutely scraped. And I mean, every single panel of the driver's side of the car had a scratch on it.
Oh no, Patty.
So James wakes up going, what the fuck is going on? Right? So I'm like, I don't know. He's like, Rudy, man, it's a straight road. I was like, no, look, he was like, where are we? I said, there's this random toll booth. He was like, you couldn't get this car through that gap. Anyway, we get out. He puts his head in his hands and he says, you have scratched every single fucking panel on this car. He was like, you haven't even just scratched one bit of it. You've got every single panel. I start crying. He absolutely loses it. He's like, why are you crying? You're not going to have to pay the insurance for this. I am. I don't even know if I took out the highest insurance when I hired this car. We get back in the car. I'm sat silently crying. Think he's driving now. I'm sat silently crying, and he just looks at me and goes, don't think because you're doing it silently, I don't know you're crying. Stop crying. So that's my only time driving in the US story.
Well, that's a good job. You've never done it since.
Never done it before, yeah.
But
Or
they
since,
have
ever.
like all their roads are like these like grids.
That's it. Yeah, grid systems.
I mean, you have those moments on those roads.
Oh,
like we
God.
They are like it's the most bizarre setup.
It is.
Like you drive up a road, you come to the junction, but you have to work out, was I there first or was he there first? So you're like, okay, I think I was there first, so I'm going to go. And then he goes. I can't believe they don't have roundabouts.
And then you like those places where you can turn left on a red light.
Yeah.
Like that's weird as well, isn't it?
Confusing, yeah. I don't actually know how Americans manage that.
No, I don't either.
Just give me a roundabout. Yes, we'll have these moments, moments every now and then.
Just give me a roundabout.
Just give me a roundabout, and I'm okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so we're into the more sort of serious end of the podcast.
Yeah.
And we were sort of trying to think about what we could talk about today, and we decided that off the back of last week's podcast, which I spoke quite openly about my sort of struggles with my mental health back in the summer. For anyone who hasn't listened, go back and have a listen to last week's. Yeah. But it was, so we basically decided to kind of cover a bit of that because we had so many messages from people who were saying basically the same thing, like, Ange, like you could have been describing me, you could have been talking about me, and I've been in those similar situations. And we just thought it was maybe something good to kind of reflect on. Yeah. And then to kind of maybe think about as well, because I did talk about the fact that I knew I needed to actually go and get some sort of therapy and some counselling, and to really sort of like, now I'm in a better sort of headspace to maybe kind of just try and sort of dig a bit deeper and sort of try and deal with maybe some things that I've kind of pushed to the back of my mind for a long time. Yeah. So yeah, we just thought, let's have a bit of a debrief about that. We got a few messages that we're going to share because we just had some absolutely lovely messages from people, and just sort of do that. So do you want to, what were your messages, Pats? What did you get?
I actually probably didn't get as many as you, so I'm going to read one because I went back through my inbox and I didn't have probably as many as you did. So why don't I do one and then you do like 2 or 3?
Okay, mate, sure.
So this one just says, just caught up on this week's podcast. Wow, what a roller coaster. I laughed so much. Ruth, you were on fire this week. Then Ange and her honest account of what she's been through absolutely made me cry. I love listening to you guys and I love how honest you are. Thank you so much. Don't ever change. You keep it so real and a bloody funny.
Oh, that is so
Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? Yeah.
Well, I got a couple, obviously because it was me that kind of shared what I'd been kind of through.
I have found another message, so you do yours and then you do your 2 and then I found another one, so go on.
Okay, mate. So I had a really lovely message in, and she just said, I just wanted to send you a huge hug for talking so openly about your grief over the summer, and I'm so pleased to hear you feel like you're getting back to yourself a bit. I welled up listening to you because it was like you were talking about the same place I was in at the beginning of this year, and I know how bloody hard and horrible it is to feel like you've lost yourself. After several rounds of failed fertility treatment ending last summer, I definitely put my grief into a box and just told myself to get on with it, which led to a bit of a decline throughout the year and an almighty breakdown around Mother's Day in March. Counselling had massively helped me, so just wanted to send you lots of love and tell you to keep going. You're much loved, and it takes huge bravery to talk about it in the way you have. And that just like the amount of people that message saying, I have also felt like I'm lost. That seemed to really resonate with people. And I think it was just lovely to hear that other people had been in that place as well. And then had another message, just going to say thank you for opening up on the podcast. You said you hope it helps people, and it absolutely does. There are so many of us that take on that caring role and sacrifice our needs, and it comes to bite us on the bum. I'm turning 40 next month, and I've been thinking a lot about how I spend my time and who I give energy to. It's been difficult feeling there are areas where I need to give less, but it's what we need to do in order to have the energy to do what makes us feel good. That's right. Loving the return of the weekly pod. When I put the first ep of this series on, I was amazed at how even the finding the funny jingle at the beginning brought a wash of calm and positivity over me.
Oh, wow.
I hadn't realised it had sunk in that much. Take care. And yeah, I just, I'm
God,
not
I
the
feel
best.
like I could cry when I read messages
I
like
honestly, and that's just two of loads. I mean, I actually had one, had quite a few messages through our Facebook page as well, and this one actually came from somebody on Facebook who's actually somebody that
that. Yeah.
and you're quite good friends with. I've never met him before, but he just put, "Morning, guys. To start, I love catching up with you guys via your podcast. You do the best thing by putting a smile on my husband's face and make him belly laugh, which is rare during this time, since we live in Canada and he hasn't been able to see his family in years. You guys light up his life, and it means so much to me. Ruth, you know when I meet what I mean, because you and I wake him up with those random FaceTime chats just to put a smile on his face. To Ange, I haven't met you, but I feel like I know you inside and out. Can't wait to meet you in the flesh one day. Thanks to the two of you, we have something else to bond over. You both are beautiful, and you bring so much light to so many of your listeners. I'm so proud to call you friends." Honestly, I just
I get like goosebumps.
I know, and it's not. You're not you're not saying or reading out these messages for everyone to go, "Oh wow, aren't they wonderful?" It's more that we come on here every week and randomly chat for an hour, and some of it hopefully is really funny and uplifting and makes you laugh, and then some of it is a more serious side of things we try to touch on and kind of show that that is life. You kind of able to kind of have those moments where you're able to just absolutely belly laugh, and you also have those moments where actually you're falling apart and struggling to kind of continue. And I think that's the thing for me, is that I'm not, as we kind of already touched on a bit earlier, I'm not that open about those things. I'm quite a private person. I tend to keep quite a lot in, and sometimes that's to my detriment. But I think for me, for the first time, when I spoke last week about the things I have experienced in the last few months, it's been the first time I've really realised how much you talking about things that you go through opens that conversation up with people. And it makes people just go, "Do you know what? That's me too." Like the amount of people that said, "And you could have been describing me." That's exactly the same situation I've had or experienced. And
I also think when people listen, we are so fortunate. We have people who listen to us week in, week out. Like, we can't believe that we have people that come back week on, week out. And it means that, I feel like we've created this really nice sort of community here that people feel welcome and part of. And then I think when one of us talks about something that's been difficult for us, somebody in the room goes, "Oh, it's okay to feel this way. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to have these moments." It's and there'll be people that think, "Gosh, even the strong people have moments that are difficult." And
absolutely.
and it's the only way that we dispel this like strong, weak, brave myth is if we all start going, "No, this is the stuff that's gone on in my life." That's the only way we dispel those myths that some people are stronger than others, or some people have got their shit together, or some people are running the race absolutely no problem. The fact of the matter is, we're all tired, we're all exhausted, we've all got our own stuff going on, we're all putting one foot in front of the other, trying to make the best of this life. But when an uphill struggle comes, the best thing we can do is say, "I'm really struggling and it's really hard and I'm finding it really difficult," because there'll be somebody else right next to us going, you get a mix of things. You get those people going, "I'm struggling too, I'm here for you," and then you get those other people going, "Come on, I'm going to cheer you on. We're going to run this together. We're going to get up this hill together. We're not going to stop. We're going to keep going till we get to the top." And I think it's only when, as human beings, we start to talk about that we realize the strength in other people around us and the help that we give other people when we decide to be brave and talk about what's happened in our lives. Have you thought any more about therapy, Patty?
To be honest, I have not.
Ange, come on.
I will. I'm going to put this out there today, right? This week,
yes.
I am going to. There are two people that have been recommended to me. 3 actually. So this week I am going to make contact with those people and arrange
a session,
Yes.
an intro session.
And
And
then
what I
just
would
see
say
how I
is,
feel.
as somebody who has been in and out of therapy most of her adult life,
Yeah.
to anyone who's thinking about going to therapy, it's really important that you make the right connection with your therapist.
Yeah.
And if you meet with them either virtually or in the flesh, whatever your therapist is doing at the moment, and it's your
Yeah.
first session and you don't connect with them, do not go back.
Mm.
Because you've got to have somebody that you feel able to be challenged by
Mm.
and also be
Feel
listened
comfortable
to.
with.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I will definitely I know that, and I really appreciate that advice actually, because this is all very new to me. And I think as well, like when it's not your natural personality to kind of open up and talk about that stuff,
Yeah.
and that's just not, it's not natural to me. That's not,
No.
I'm more likely to go inside myself. I'm more likely to shut down, shut off. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to speak to anyone.
Yeah.
Just leave me alone. I'll figure this out. That's my natural go-to.
Yeah.
That's me.
But you can't do that forever.
No. And I know that now, and I'm sort
Yeah.
of slow. But I think it's you know, if it's your natural, like you are very naturally very open about
Yeah.
everything.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
your natural go-to.
Yeah, I'm a heart on my sleeve girl.
Yes.
Which is also a double-edged sword because people take advantage of that.
Yeah. I just think it's, you know, I've definitely got, there's definitely a couple of friends of mine that I can say I know are wired the same way as me. They'll just kind of shut down. You won't really hear much from them. They'll kind of just go a bit silent on you.
Yeah.
And I think it's hard when you are wired that way, because it's not natural for you to kind of be
sit
open
in a room
about
and talk
it.
about yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that I have to work hard on.
I also think that the openness only comes from doing the work. You know, the ability to open up and to talk only comes from sitting with a therapist and you know,
and doing it.
The thing with therapy is that you go in and the attachment you create with your therapist is so special because you basically give them this stuff and they hold it for you for the week, and you come out thinking, I don't need to pick that up again.
I'm lighter
next week.
now.
Yeah. I've put that under their chair or in that box or whatever metaphor you want to use, and I don't have to and it's, you know, the thing is with trauma or life incidents that happen or life that happens around us or difficult things that go on, the space it takes up in our brain, even subconsciously, is monumental. It's massive. And what starts to happen is the brain can't function properly because it's carrying all of this other stuff. And when we slowly just leave that somewhere else, we go into the next week thinking, I don't have to give that headspace anymore. I don't have to worry, or that's not going to go around my head anymore. I've left it with somebody else. And that's the magical thing. You know, you go into therapy, you don't have to worry about the time. They'll keep an eye on the time. They open and end the session. They're always the same every week. They're completely consistent with you, you know. And the attachment that is created in therapy is nothing short of magical, really. And I'm excited for you. I feel like we could document your therapy in the Don't Go There weeks in the sections. Obviously, you don't have to tell us everything you talk about, but I think we should do a little check-in of like, how's it going? How's it been? I think that would be a really nice journey to go on.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think the one thing that is really sort of impacted me this week is the sheer amount of people that have said, I have the same experience as you. I feel the same way. That's really, it has really kind of bowled me over, really. And I think if there are other people like me who struggle to sort of articulate how they feel or what goes on in their head sometimes, and actually I can maybe be a bit more open about what I'm going to do over the next few weeks and months or whatever. If that helps other people, then
it really will.
I think it's definitely something we should
well, we're going to check in next week with the Don't Go There. Make sure you got in touch with those 3 therapists.
Okay, mate.
We are going to, this is going to now become, I think we should change it to Ange's accountability space. That should be the last section.
Oh shit. No, let's not change it. Let's just keep it as this.
Anyway, listen, we've got to the end of another episode.
We have flown by.
We have got loads of ways you can get in touch with us. You can find us both on Instagram. I'm at Ruth Corden.
And I'm at Ange Corden. You can find us on Facebook. Just search Finding the Funny Podcast, or you can send us an email, hello@ruthcorden.com.
Don't forget to tune in if you can tomorrow to Ange and I on Loose Women. We'll try and make it as fun as we possibly can. We'll both have to very strongly remember not to swear.
Yeah, oh God.
So yeah, don't forget to tune in to Loose Women ITV tomorrow. We'll be there talking all things the podcast, but we'll be back next week helping you to find more of the funny.
Yeah.